How's it going, guys? It's the final render here. Today I've got something a little bit different. I'm going to give you a little bit of news which I think is worth discussing here on the channel. On my stream the other day I was informed that the Captital Wasteland mod had to be stopped in production, which is a huge shame. Hugely ambitious project to port everything that was in Fallout 3 into the Fallout 4 engine. Hugely ambitious project, and I believe they said 40% of the locations in Fallout 3 had been recreated in the Fallout 4 engine, so a lot of progress had been made. Even some of the quests were done. I believe they had the Wasteland Survival Guide quest line pretty much entirely done and in the game. That was the quest line in Megaton where you had to go ahead and do various tasks for Moira Brown. And the reason it was cancelled, as you'd probably expect, was a technical issue in the legality behind using this system to go ahead and recreate Fallout 3. In order to get the voice files into the game, you would have to rip them from Fallout 3 and then import them into Fallout 4. But that would mean you could technically play all of Fallout 3 without ever owning Fallout 3. I believe there are some other problems as well in regarding to the actual rights to those audio files. I believe ZeniMax is not the only right holder to all of the voice lines in Fallout 3, though there is also that kind of legality issue there as well. I have a quote here from the website, which is capitalwasteland.com, from lead creator NafNaf95, who says, I quote, "Today I have some sad news for you, the community. Recently, we have communicated with Bethesda regarding our planned method to implement the voice acting and other audio from Fallout 3 into the Captital Wasteland. During this conversation, it became clear that our planned approach would raise some serious red flags that we had unfortunately not foreseen. This contact resulted in us changing our methods in an attempt to continue working. After some thought, it appears that there is no fully legal way for us to continue developing the Fallout 3 in Fallout 4 portion of the Captital Wasteland project. Projects like these have always existed in a grey area of the law, but we as a team value our connections with many members and the amazing dev team. To reinforce my point, the laws around this have not changed. If we were to continue and complete Fallout 3 in Fallout 4, legally, I as the project lead would be most liable for any acts of piracy and copyright infringement resulting from the project's release. Myself and the Road to Liberty team do not wish to strain the working relationships with other members of the community and Bethesda." So I'm sure some people may say, why don't you just go ahead and re-record the voice lines so that you can go ahead and use them? However, Fallout 3 had some very iconic voice work with people like Liam Neeson, Malcolm McDowell and Ron Perlman. So in this quote from the website, they kind of explain why they can't do that. We quickly realised we would have to replace iconic voices like Liam Neeson, Malcolm McDowell, Ron Perlman, and of course, the phenomenal Eric Togdellums. Without some of these voices, Fallout 3 would lose its charm, and personally, I can't bring myself to replace them. If at any point in the future it becomes fully legal for us to continue working with the blessing of Bethesda and ZeniMax, we will. So the issue here isn't the fact that they can't re-record the voices. The problem is they decided, from an artistic standpoint, they probably shouldn't try to re-record the voices. It's clear that the team really wanted this project to be 100% accurate to Fallout 3, and if you can't use the same voices, then it really does remove a key part of what made Fallout 3 Fallout 3. The voice work was phenomenal, and it was some of the best voice acting in games of all time. And you could try to recreate the voices, but unfortunately you're trying to recreate voices which are from such iconic actors that it would be very hard to get the same feel. And not only that, but since you put so much effort into making the locations 100%, having the voices not be 100% accurate would be a huge shame and kind of undermine the entire effort of the project. It is a huge shame to see this project go away. So many people have worked really hard onto this, and as someone who has tried to recreate locations in Fallout 4 from Fallout 3, I can tell you, it takes a lot of effort. One thing which I think is very important to note is that this mod was not told to be cancelled. They were told by Bethesda that it could cause a lot of problems, and they do say in the articles that they did contact a lawyer themselves who also admitted it is very sketchy. So they decided to cancel the project themselves in order to avoid any trouble in the future, and I fully respect that. It is a huge shame to see projects like this go away, however I fully understand the reasons. This easily would have been the biggest mod in Fallout 4 history, and it is a huge shame to go ahead and see it go away. There is obviously mods such as the Skyblivion mod, which is an attempt to import Oblivion into the Skyrim engine. And the way that they've kind of gotten around that legal issue is that you have to own Oblivion in order to run Sky Oblivion. So technically speaking, you do need to own the original game in order to play the remastered version. And I believe I read somewhere that they did discuss the possibility of owning Fallout 3 in order to basically get this project to work. However, they talked to Bethesda about that as well, and there were also problems with that as well. So what does this mean for the future? Unfortunately, it means that unless some of the rules change or some of the rights of original voice files and stuff, and they get the blessing from Bethesda, it's looking like this project is not going to be able to continue. However, they did say that if Bethesda gave them their blessing and legal rights to do so, then they would continue, which is fantastic. And I'm sure some of you guys have also heard about the projects to go ahead and re-import Fallout New Vegas into the Fallout 4 engine. However, believe with that mod, they are actually going to be recreating all of the voice lines, which actually isn't as big of a difference. Because whilst there are iconic voice actors in Fallout New Vegas, they're not Liam Neeson. They're not Malcolm McDowell, you know what I'm saying? So it would be much easier to go ahead and find similar replacements for those voice actors with impersonators, so to speak. And overall, I do think it was a good decision to go ahead and cancel this mod, because whilst it is a huge shame, it would be even worse to go ahead and fully complete the mod, only then for it to be taken down because of the legality issues behind this. So in other words, they quit while they're ahead, which I think is a very good thing. But what I would say to the people who did all the work to the Captital Wasteland mod, release everything that you worked on. Not necessarily the files, but release all the video footage, all the photos, release absolutely every bit of work you did on this, so people can see the amount of effort that you put into it. I can understand not going ahead and releasing the files for people to play, because that would cause problems, but go ahead and show everyone every single ounce of effort you put into this mod, so you can get the proper respect that you deserve for putting in the effort to a project as big as this. So that was a news story about Fallout 4 and Fallout 3 Captital Wasteland project. I might go ahead and do more videos like this if an interesting news story pops up. Let me know if you liked it. Remember to go ahead and check out all the cool Patreon people in the description below who help support the channel with their financial donations. You yourself, of course, can also do the same. And remember to go ahead and check out the live streams. We've got a live stream tonight going on, actually, where we're going to be building a Raider Club in the settlement mode in Nuka World for you guys to enjoy, and it's going to be great fun. So, thank you very much for watching. I've been the Final Render, and you've been the audience. And to the people who made the Captital Wasteland project, try not to have too much despair. We really appreciate the work you put into it. It was fantastic to see what you were able to create, and we can't wait to see what you produce in the future. Until next time, farewell.